Hello, everybody. Welcome to our opportunity presentation. My name is Aaron Byerlee. I am a executive influencer with IX Global, and we are going to have a whole lot of fun tonight. I'm very excited. If you guys are somebody that is looking to make money work for you rather than working for money, then you're going to have a whole lot of fun tonight. So, it's 2023. We need to make sure money is working for us. Back when I was first becoming an entrepreneur in my younger years, trying to make money working for you was like getting a vending machine, right? You're trying to have that residual income, but it wasn't really that leveraged. It's 2023. We've got things like social media, we've got the internet, we've got cryptocurrency. So what I want to share with you guys tonight is something that's very, very special. It's something that nobody else is doing. And I want to show it to you in a way that's going to get you thinking tonight. So it's where crypto meets commodities. And so some of you guys might be familiar with crypto, some of you not so much. I can tell you that 12 months ago, me and crypto was about as far as, investing a little bit of money in Bitcoin, investing a little bit of money in Ethereum. You hear about it. You hear about the stories of people getting in at, 10 cents and 1 cent and $1 buying Bitcoin. What I want to show you tonight, if you have an open mind and you're switched on to a certain degree, I want to show you an opportunity that could potentially have you in those same stories 3, 4, 5 years from now about how you came across a presentation which allowed you to get in at a pioneering stage. And, maybe you can tell those stories about getting in on an opportunity at that 1 cent, 10 cent mark. But it's more about what I talk about, freedom. Freedom is the new rich. That's just the way that I operate. I'm not overly motivated by the Ferraris and the dollars in the bank account. For me, it's all about freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choices, freedom to say, hey, I'm not working today, or freedom to say, hey, I'm going to travel today, or, it's kids' sports day, so I'm going to go to the sports day. It's not so much about $250,000 a year if you're in a jail sentence. If you don't have those choices, if you've got to ask your boss when you can go on holidays, you've got to ask your boss if you can go to the sports day, you've got to ask your boss if you can have a sick day. To me, 2023, 2024 and beyond, the way the world is today, freedom of choices is really wealth. That is the new rich, in my opinion. Now, if you love your job and you're earning all the money that you want and you love, maybe you've got to get away from the family, right? You've got to go to your job, then this webinar, this one might not be for you. Congratulations, you've made it. You love your job. You've made the career that you want. But if you're looking for something where you want to make money work for you, perhaps you want a little bit more money at the end of the month, you want to be a bit more leveraged, you want to top up, things are tight out there, right? And, we could all use a little bit more freedom. We could all use a little bit more choices. And so that's what I want to present to you guys tonight. It's been a great industry for me. I'm really excited to be involved in IX Global. I've been in the industry for 25 years. I've been an entrepreneur for just as long. I started out in traditional business before getting online full-time in around about 2013, 2014. And it's given us everything. This industry has given us everything that we have today. And so I really love it. I love giving back to the industry. I love yelling it from the rooftops because I know that if you're coachable and if you can work this, and this is not about working this full-time, it's not about working it 100 hours a week, but it is about working it in a part-time serious fashion. This can really change your life, and that's what it's done for our family. 2 boys, a beautiful wife, and to me, that's what it's all about. I've been able to work from home and to be in the boys' life, to be able to work from home and have the lifestyle, living on the farm that we have here, but then, have the choices and the freedom to go out and do what we need to do. My passion outside of family is to show other people how they can have leverage, how they can have choice, how they can have the lifestyle, how they can innovate, inspire, impact. And that's what IX Global is all about. And that's why it really resonated with me, this company, from the culture to the products, to the whole combination of multiple streams of income that they represent. So buckle up, make sure the kids are busy, make sure they're not going to interrupt, shut down your Facebook feed, stop scrolling, take out a pen and paper, because I really want you to get this tonight. Now, you might not get it 100%. I didn't the first time, but I want you to get it enough to be able to say to the person that invited you here, hey, I think there's something in that. Would you mind, showing me some more information? Would you mind getting me on the phone to someone that can answer a few questions? And so I need you to be focused to have a look at this information tonight. Understand that I am not from the financial planning background. I do not have a financial license. I am not an accountant. And so you get this information in, but you do your own research. And one of my other tips is go and grab your partner from the other room, or if they're at work, send them the YouTube link, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of questions after tonight. You're going to be really excited, and then you're going to get home and your husband or your wife or your partner's going to say, you're not doing that. And you're going to say, hey, I haven't even told you what it is yet. And so go and grab your partner, get them to sit down here with you, to do your own research. There are no guarantees. The performance to date with this opportunity has been incredible, but past performance doesn't guarantee future performance. So do your own research, get your own advice. This is independent information. The world's a crazy place. There's all sorts of headlines out there, stock market crashes, recession, depressions, inflation. Yeah, go and buy this crypto, go and buy that crypto, buy gold, buy silver, buy real estate. And it's kind of a situation as, where do I put my money? And, whether you've got a lot of money, a little bit of money, or no money at all, you want to make it work for you and you want to make smart choices, right? And that's what got me to look at this opportunity in the first place. Is we're in a situation where we'd sold a property, we were going through a different transition in life where we were, going to buy a farm, we were getting out of mortgage, we're going to have no debt, and we we're going to go in a different direction of making sure we were independent with everything that we were doing. But I also wanted to make sure that I still had cash flow coming in. I was never going to go and get a job. I've always been in business to some degree. How can I make my money leverage and really work for me? No point putting it in the bank. Let's be honest. We all know that you're going backwards. Stock market, yeah, good luck. Business is great, but most of the time you've got to work it. How can I have a residual income that's quite significant? And as soon as I saw the words cryptocurrency backed by commodities, it got me interested to go, that sounds a bit more tangible. That sounds a bit more long-term than, what Taylor Swift is tweeting about a meme coin that's going to go up and it's going to come down. And we start to see now really, really big headlines in the mainstream news. In Forbes, for example, big companies throwing money at crypto, whereas just a few years ago, they were warning people off of crypto. Yeah, and the big one here, and at the end of June this year, asset tokenization, $1 trillion market opportunity. Yeah, that's what JP Morgan is saying at BlackRock and Goldman Sachs. So, yeah, these are mainstream news, and I want to show you a company that's got there first in terms of tokenization of products, of businesses, of assets, of commodities, of real estate, of lots of different types of traditional business, but it's backed by something rather than this coin that your Uber driver tells you about. This is going to go up 1,000% next week. Make sure you get in on it. And it most likely won't, but if it does, it's going to come crashing back down. And so you want some more substance. You want something that's going to be long-term. You want something that's used. You want something that's in demand. You want something that's deflationary. So I want to share with you tonight an ecosystem that a company called the Debt Box, well ahead of what JP Morgan are even talking about 2-3 years ago. So this is the future of where blockchain technology is going. This is the future of finance. This is the future of business. We just happen to get there first. So we're going to talk tonight about nodes. If you hear me say nodes or licenses, it's exactly the same thing. What is a node? So basically, we have the opportunity here at IX Global and the Debt Box to own an asset. So you can either go buy shares, or you can be the company producing it. You can either go and get money out of the ATM, or you can own the ATM, right? And so we can buy crypto. There's some good money to be made in crypto, right? We all know that. We've heard the stories, but you got to pick the right ones. How do we know which ones? Have we missed the boat already on a lot of them? Do I have to get in and get out really quickly? Most likely. You've got to time the market. I would rather own the asset. So I would rather own the ATM in the crypto world. And that's essentially what a node is, or a license is. It's a bit of software that you own for life. You own the asset. And essentially what it is, it's a communication channel between buying and selling on crypto. So think about it like Visa card or MasterCard. Every time you tap your card at a service station, You wait that 10 seconds before that green tick says approved, and away we go. Essentially, that's what nodes do on the blockchain. They take that 5 or 10 seconds to go, yep, we approve that transaction of buying and selling in the crypto world. And for your trouble of owning that bit of software, owning that node, you're going to accumulate $1, $2, $5, whatever it may be. So purchasing a node, purchasing this asset, allows you to earn daily rewards in form of tokens and US dollars. So we're looking at an ecosystem called the debt ecosystem. They've taken the guesswork out of it, right? There's no fake meme coins. They're real projects tied to real assets bought to you in the comfort of your own home. So if you've got a smartphone, you can now do this. Prior to what Debtbox have brought to the table, you kind of had to be an accredited investor. You could show assets of $1 million. You had to have a lot of money behind you. And the traditional sense was to go and mine Bitcoin. You probably heard of mining Bitcoin. 12 months, 2 years ago, I couldn't comprehend the physical sense of mining into the digital sense of mining. What are there, little elves inside a computer with pitchforks, mining Bitcoin? I didn't really understand it, but it's essentially that merchant facility that we're speaking about, mining Bitcoin. One of the biggest problems with Bitcoin miners is the costs in order to do that, the electricity costs. I'm going to show you a project a little bit later where debt have solved that problem and made Bitcoin mining a lot more profitable in that area. But instead of being an accredited investor, needing millions of dollars, needing all this hardware and software and millions of dollars of setup and expenses, they've brought it to the everyday average person in their lounge rooms, on their smartphones, completely residual. And so it's an opportunity where technology's really caught up and allowed the everyday average person to capitalize on it. You just have to know about it, and that's what we're bringing to you tonight is the information. So how does it work? Well, pretty simple. You purchase a mining license in terms of the software license, and you can choose from our ecosystem of maybe half a dozen or a dozen different projects, all mined by different physical assets. You purchase that, you own it for life. You earn rewards in form of tokens and in terms of US dollars. And step 3 is you withdraw your rewards whenever you want to withdraw them. So it's fully liquid, right? You can withdraw your rewards daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, whatever you want to do with those rewards. I would highly recommend, for my personal opinion, you allow a 3, 4, 5 year period. That's just in my opinion. Now, you might need cash flow. You can take cash out each week. But in order to, I'll just give you, I won't give you my personal actual figures, but I'm looking for multiple 7 figures. That's just my personal approach over the next 3, 4, 5 years. I'm not looking to cash it out every month. I don't need the cash flow personally. I'm looking for a much bigger vision over a 3, 4, 5 year period. You purchase the asset, you earn rewards, you liquidate it whenever you want to do it. And all the different projects, we'll talk about them a little bit later, but we're talking about physical assets, physical commodities, physical revenue on the physical side of it. The Debtbox employ over 10,000 people. We've got over 20,000 acres of organic farming land in Ghana. We've got satellites in space. We've got beverage companies, real estate. It's a huge physical side of all of this that brings in physical revenue, which feeds into the digital side. And we'll explain a little bit more how it works. But gold, aluminium, explorer, natural gas, we'll talk all about these projects as we go. I kind of want to take you back to the beginning of how it all started. Was Jake and Jason Anderson, who are kind of the main founders of the digital side of Debtbox. They had a background in managing hedge funds. And so obviously very, very smart guys. I mean, I look at some of the things that Jason says mathematically and just think his IQ is off the charts. And so I love getting in business with smart people. I'd rather be in business with that really high IQ, nerdy, smart person than someone that doesn't really know what they're doing, but they're charismatic on stage, right? And so the guys behind IX Global, behind the Debtbox, that's the number one thing that I look at is people. I look at integrity, I look at smarts, and I look at track record. And if you look at all of those three, all of gives you a heck of a lot of confidence to partner up with them. And I just love what they stand for. I mean, we can talk about the humanitarian side all day long, what they're doing for the environment, for the people of Africa. They just want to give back. They're just really good people. But people often have a problem believing that, oh, they just want to give back. No, they just want to make money. Well, they're really smart entrepreneurial people, incredibly smart, all of them. But they actually really do want to give back. And so they started off, managing hedge funds for the accredited investors. They have a physical mining background in Africa and the US. And they also mined Bitcoin there for a while. So serial entrepreneurs. And essentially what the debt box is a combination of all of that experience over decades. When they were in Africa, they were mining, they had gold and other mining infrastructure in place. They came across this scanning technology, which completely changed the game. And so Debtbox were able to manage and acquire this technology. And essentially what it is, it's an MRI for the Earth. It can scan the Earth, and within really, really tight accuracy, sometimes as close as 5, 6, 10 centimeters, it can tell you exactly where companies should be drilling for oil, for gas, for gold. And the frequency of the satellite's going to tell it exactly what commodity it is. Is it gas? Is it water? Is it oil? Is it gold? Is it aluminium? Is it silver? And so this technology allowed them to identify what was in the ground, extremely accurate. And so they started going to mining companies and saying, hey, we can actually scan the Earth and we can actually tell you where you should start mining. And initially, companies were just laughing at them and saying, yeah, this is voodoo magic. It's not possible. And if you look at the traditional drilling in the mining sense, they can spend 2, 3, 4, 5 years drilling dry wells. Up to 80% drilling could be dry, costing them hundreds of millions of dollars and not getting anywhere. And so when the debt box went to these companies, and the first one that gave them an opportunity was a company called Western Mining that said, look, we're about to bail out of one of our oil wells. If you can find us more oil, we'll give you a 5% royalty. And so we gave them that opportunity, and it worked. Their first one was black gold, and they said, this is where you need to be drilling. You're not going to go dry. There's more oil down here. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, there's even more oil there for, the next 50 years. And they started to drill, and sure enough, at the exact depth that they said there'd be more oil, there was so much oil. And so they signed a contract with Western Mining. They created a node and a token behind that physical commodity. They called it Black Gold, and the debt box was born. They started off talking to their accredited investors and saying, hey, we've got something here on the digital side that you might want to get involved in. And that's kind of how it was all born. They started off with all their combination of their background in the business space. You can see here on this diagram in the bottom left-hand corner, the green sort of sections up the top there where they're mining. And this was a huge oil well. This is massive, right? And where they scanned is the light pink there. And where they deep pink is, more of that purple color, is where they went down deeper. And so they ended up finding enough to recover 5,000 barrels per day for the next couple of decades. And so that's kind of how it all started. Western Mining were believers. From that day forth, they could go to other companies and say, hey, we can tell you exactly where the gold is. We can tell you exactly where the aluminium is. Really, really accurate. And it's going to save you hundreds of millions of dollars. It's going to save you 3, 4, 5 years of dry drilling. And so when you can save a company that much time and that much money, they team up with the debt box and say, hey, we're willing to give you 5% royalties or 10% royalties or whatever the contract may be. That physical revenue that comes in supports the digital side of the tokens, which makes it a lot more tangible. And I'll explain a little bit more in detail about how it really puts upward pressure on the price of that tokens and where our opportunity comes into play. So Black Gold has just been, I guess it was a proof of concept, their very first node that they created, both on the digital side and on the physical side. This was launched around about 18 months ago. And with one well, then it went to 3 wells. I think it's up to about 23 wells now, with another 100 that they're looking at. So a huge, huge project that will last long before I'm gone. For me, what I'm doing with the debt box is generational wealth, in my opinion. So we're looking at doing it for our kids as well. The natural gas also, it's just got huge wells. And what the company tries to do is they get people out to look at these physical assets, because often people say to me, well, how do I know they really have a contract with Western Mining? How do I know that they really have a contract with MasterCard? How do I know that your beverage company is really partnered with you and Audi and 7-Eleven? And so they've got a lot of the distributors out, the investors out on site, looking at these sites, looking at these different businesses, meeting the owners, meeting the engineers, meeting the contractors, to really give that transparency as much as humanly possible. And it is just a huge concept, huge spinning wheels, both physically and also on the digital side. Black Gold created around about 2,000 millionaires within its first 12 months. The price of this token started at 5 zeros and a 1. So 0.00001. Now, can you imagine buying Bitcoin at that price to where it is today? In my very humble opinion, this is where we are today with all of our projects. Do I think the potential can be what Bitcoin is doing? I don't know. What I do know is the potential is huge. The upside potential mathematically is there, and I'll explain why in a second. But Black Gold was a huge success. Was sold out of this actually project. You can't buy nodes with this anymore, but you can still get involved with this project through micro nodes. I'll show you a little bit more about that. So when I was looking at this opportunity, that information caught my attention. Wow, this has got a huge physical side. This company started in 2021 and did not start off with a direct sales component, did not start off with any kind of affiliate rewards. That gave me a lot of confidence, because that's my number one red flag when you've just got money in and money out. Are they really mining? Is that really daily rewards, or is it just recruitment money? Where's the transparency? They say they're going to be on the exchanges in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. What I loved about everything I saw, 12 months ago now for me with IX Global and the debt box, was it was a standalone company with guys behind it with huge smarts, huge integrity, that started off a project with no direct sales component. They went straight on to exchanges like Bitrue, Bitmart, Lemark, PancakeSwap. And so it's got the transparency. You can see the exchanges, you can see the wallets, you can see the price going up and down. It's all transparent. So I know that these tokens are real. I know that the mining is real, rather than, hey, we're going to be on these exchanges one day. So the hoops that they had to jump through to get on these exchanges means there's something really great going on. So I love the people behind it. I love the transparency. I loved how real it was. When I show you some of the things that are coming, that just kept on getting me more and more excited. The big news at the moment with this opportunity is, whilst it's been fantastic, whilst we have deflationary tokenomics and huge demand, we've been really piggybacking off the Binance Smart Chain. Well, what the company's now gone and done has created their very own blockchain, which will be called the debt chain. And in my opinion, well, not in my opinion, this will be talked about in the crypto world, in mainstream entrepreneurial conversations, in the same breath as Bitcoin, Ethereum, debt blockchain, debt token, debt chain. Because with our tests that have been done so far with our own blockchain, at the moment, the minimum speed that we've been able to test this at is about 500,000 transactions per second. And you might go, that means nothing to me whatsoever. And it didn't to me either. But if you research some of the current blockchains out there, you look at Solana, for example, does about 25,000 transactions per second. It's one of the fastest. If you look at Ethereum at the moment, it's really slow and clunky. It does about 25 transactions per second. Ethereum 2.0 is what everybody's talking about, because it's going to be doing a whopping 100,000 transactions per second. Ours has already been tested at 500,000 transactions per second, meaning we can have millions and millions and millions of users on our blockchain. We can track everything that's happening. Everything can be transparent, and it can happen really, really quickly. So we've already attracted, because of that, it's actually up to now 70 Fortune 500 companies that want to come on and use our blockchain because of the speed, because they'll be able to track everything they're doing, from shipping to medical marijuana to exactly where everything's going, packaging. The great thing about blockchain is you can transparently show from start to finish, product being moved. It gives consumers and investors great trust and great confidence that what they say they're doing, they are doing. You can literally see it happening on the blockchain. So we're attracting a lot of big names, a lot of big companies at the moment, including, an organization, an education platform, entertainment platform in the crypto space of 1.7 million crypto users. And so that'll take our current community right now of about 400,000 users up to about 2.1, 2.2 million going through, over the next 6 months. So what do you think that's going to do to the token price when every single company that comes in, every single user that comes in, every single investor that comes in has to transact with the debt token, has to transact with the debt token. So again, you're just adding so much demand. We're adding a PR company to get the word out there. This is about to explode, guys, like something you've never seen before over the next 6 to 12 months. To have our own blockchain, you can count on two hands the companies that have any type of blockchain worth talking about, any kind of usable, decent blockchain. We're going to be one of them. In fact, we'll have the best and the fastest and highest technology blockchain. And in that space, it's very, very exciting. If you do the mathematics on the deflationary components of the tokens versus how much demand is coming in, I'm not going to put a figure on it, but it's got a lot of zeros on terms of what the potential upward price could be on every single token. So that's the exciting part. In terms of the licenses available right now, we still have the Explorer license, which is our satellite technology. Really just starting out that one. When you look at it, we've really only just started creating our own revenue from having our own satellites in space. Prior to that, we were using Google satellites, which are very, very expensive to use. And so whilst the demand was still really exciting for Explorer, really the revenue in terms of buying out the tokens really wasn't there. So the way that it works, guys, is some of the revenue that comes in from renting out our own satellites, from our oil component, gas, from the farming, from the digital gold, from our beverage company, from real estate, the revenue that comes in, some of that is used to buy out the tokens out of the marketplace every single month. And so every single month, tokens are bought out, put into the burn wallet, never to be seen again. So we have less and less tokens every single month and more demand. So kind of think about it as, think about the most popular suburb around where you live, where everybody wants to holiday, everybody wants to live. And the government come along and say, hey, we're going to take out 100 houses out of that suburb every single month. So they take out 100 houses, there's another 100 houses, another 100 houses, too. You might be left with 10 houses in a place right on the beach where everybody wants to live. Now every house is worth $1 billion because there's only 5 or 10 houses left and everyone wants them, right? People have got money to buy them. People are still going to want to live there. It's the same deflationary model here, is that we take tokens out of the marketplace every month, more and more demand. When you have more demand than supply, what happens? What happens in shares, real estate, crypto, anything? The price goes up. It always goes up. So this is putting upward pressure on the token price of every single project, from demand and also the physical component. It's a beautiful marriage of the ecosystem. So a little bit like Bitcoin goes through a halving every year, our projects, our tokens go through a halving every 12 months, but then we have this monthly buyout. And so it's a much faster ride, I guess, than what Bitcoin goes through every 4 years. And so to me, I would hold on for the ride. It's going to be fast and furious, but give it time to work. Give these projects the 3, the 4, the 5 years to go through 3, 4, 5 halvings for the physical revenue to kick in. And the upside potential, guys, that's why I'm here. I'm thinking really, really big with this over a 3, 4, 5 year period. I'm not in for 3 months. I'm not talking about guaranteed 6% returns. If anyone tells you those types of figures, guarantee these sort of returns, in my opinion, I would run in the opposite direction pretty quickly. If you're looking for something really solid, something that's incredibly special, that you can hold on for, I'm not talking 20 years here, I'm talking 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then this is really something you need to take a good hard look at, and it might be a great spot to rest some of your hard-earned money. So you've got Explorer there. It's $1,500 to own that node. Guys, these prices are on sale right now. As we're going into the layer one, we are just about sold out of all of these projects. So you can buy the satellite-backed Explorer for $1,500. Aluminium node is $1,500. Our blocks, which is backed by real estate, is $2,000. We're just building a $150 million apartment complex, which will support that node. I love this node. This is still bringing in, thousands of tokens per day. I love this project. Drip is almost sold out. This will probably sell out by the end of next week, I would say. You can only allow one per person at the moment. There's like 200 left. $500. They're incredible. That's backed by water. So we have a huge water project. One of our newest projects is RXT, which is a $2,000 node, which is backed by the healthcare industry, which when you look at it, we've got oil and gas, which is massive. The healthcare industry dwarfs the oil and gas industry, right? And one of our newest ones is called Rev. This is supported by the luxury car, luxury boats, plane industry. These nodes are now available at $3,500 as a pre-sale price, and they will come down in value. But you'll get with the Rev one, if you're looking to go, hey, which one shall I get back to the person that invited you to this call. They'll be able to talk to you in more detail about how the tokenomics work, about how the price structure works. But what I can say about this one, if you are going to get one, get involved with this for the first 60 days of mining. You accumulate so much more rewards and tokens in that first 60 days than probably everyone else will over the next 12 months. So there's some of the nodes that are available right now. We also have something called a micro node. So what's a micro node? Kind of think about it as a payment plan to buy a node. So if you don't have $3,500, if you don't have $2,000, if you don't have $1,500, a micro node might be a great option. So it's kind of like saying, you know what, I want a kilo of gold. And someone says, okay, that's really big thinking. I think it's smart thinking in 2023 to go and put a kilo of gold in your safe and lock it away. But, do you have $62,000 for a kilo of gold? And maybe you don't. But maybe you have enough for a gram of gold. Maybe you do have $62 for a gram of gold. And once a month, you might just chip away $62, $62, $62 through over time. Over the next 100 months, you will own 1 kilo of gold. It'd be a smart way to do it. It's the same with our micro nodes. You might not have 3,500, but you can purchase 1% of a node called a micro node for $50. And so you might spend $50 one month and go, great, I'm in the game. I've got 1%. The next month, you might buy 10 nodes, right, for $500. And great, now I'm at 11%, and then 16%, then 20%, then 15%. And you purchase 100% of a node over the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, maybe. Again, a really smart way to do it. And what I love about this, from a global opportunity, this now puts anyone in the game. So developing countries with entrepreneurs, crypto enthusiasts, investors that are saying, hey, I'm hungry. I want to change our family's future. But you know what? I've got $500 in the bank and that is it. I'm out of work. This gives the opportunity for anybody to get in and purchase 1, 2, 3 micro nodes to get started and chip away at their wealth creation. And perhaps in the meantime, they're building the affiliate side of cash flow. So guys, that's really it on the nodes. It's buy your node, watch the rewards, and then liquidate when you're ready to do it. We get paid out through our debt card, which is partnered with MasterCard. I just control everything from the app on my phone. So I can swap my tokens, I can cash out, I can buy more, I can send myself USDT. Everything is done. Your wallet is automatically generated through your debt app on your smartphone. Everything can be done there. Now, if people are looking for multiple streams of income, IX Global also has, in my opinion, and from everything that I've researched and seen, and I've looked at many, many different trading education platforms. IX have acquired a company called Driven Trading with some of the sharpest traders on the planet. You can learn about anything in here, you know, securities and crypto and Forex. If you really want to educate yourself on probably one of life's greatest skills, where if you can spend 6 months, 12 months, 24 months watching these guys trade live, that's what I love about these guys, is they're not just saying, hey, here's a tip or trade this or here's some education. They are trading live where you're watching them. So behind their computer, so you can see what trades that they're doing. You can copy their trades, but the most important thing is understand and get educated on the language. If you can understand, hey, this is the trade that I'm doing, this is why I'm doing it, I'm trading this versus this, and you can look at that information on an app, make that decision in real time to go and do that trade, and that's just enough to be dangerous, right? But if you can really master, say, Forex trading, it's a skill where you're never going to have to worry about money ever again in a depression, in a recession. And so you want to learn this particular type of skill, or at least just the basics, get involved with the driven trading side on IX Global. And they talk about crypto as well, but they have an incredible formula, an incredible team, incredible system to learn that skill. And so you can add another income stream through there as well. I live off of this income stream. This is my personal model. Personally, I yell this from the rooftops. I love this company. I love this industry. I love the debt box product. And so for me, as I mentioned before, it's a 3, 4, 5 year plan with the debt box. My cash flow and my day-to-day living, you know, our sole income is through the affiliate side that IX Global offer as well. Very, very simply, guys, if you love what you see, if you're getting great results, if you believe it, if you're passionate about it, and I tell you what, most people just come to me and just say, you know what, Aaron, I just love some money to work for me. I'm busy in my business. I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but you know, I wouldn't mind buying 2 or 3 nodes, and they're just seeing how it goes. They'll usually come back to me 30, 60, 90 days later and say, hey, Aaron, like my dad wants one, my mum wants one, my best mate wants one, and my boss wants one at work. How do I go about getting them one? And I say, hey, you may as well get an affiliate income from recommending that. And so if you want to recommend what the debt box are doing, they'll pay you an upfront commission, like an affiliate commission. So just to give you a few examples, if someone was to buy a blocks through your unique URL, through your website, you would get $100 straight off the bat. So direct bonus straight into your wallet straight away in US dollars. An Explorer recommendation would be $100, RXT80, Rev 150, just to give you an example of some of the nodes. We also have different subscriptions in there where you can chip away at micro nodes, where you can get some direct bonuses as well. We have an incredible promotional pack right now. It's actually a bundle of 22 micro nodes, which would normally be $1,100. At the moment, it is on sale for $500, I believe. You'll get a $50 direct bonus with that bundle. So you get 2% of about 11 different projects. It's a great way to get started. It's a great way if you're already in the business, and you get a direct bonus of $50 for that one. So this is just really good upfront income. It's also a good residual income, because every time someone renews their basic pack or premium pack, you're going to get that $5 or that $10 or that $20 every single month. What I love mostly about it through the micronode project, which is going all around the world, is it's very sticky and very loyal, which means me as an affiliate has a really nice, secure residual income, because there's not too many people, whether they're doing this over 3 months or 5 years, that want to stop at 3% of a node, because it's not going to get them too excited. No one's really stopping at 5% of a node, 10%, maybe not even 50%. People want to see it through to 100%. So every month they're chipping away at another 3%, another 5%, another 10%, and you're getting that residual income, $6, $10, $20, $40 every single time. And as that leveraging grows, it adds up to another really great income stream. On top of that, if you really want to look at this a little bit more seriously and build teams around it, which is what I do now from Australia, which has gone all around the world. I mean, I live in one of the most beautiful places in the world, in the Sunshine Coast. If you guys haven't been to Australia, I'm going to personally invite you to come down under, come and check out our farm, come and hang out. We'll put on some IX Global events, and we can have a lot of fun. We've got kangaroos running around everywhere, lots of different animals. But I love building teams. So I love getting on the Zooms with my teams, and not just in Australia, but all over the world. We love catching up in person. We do team trainings every week. We have systems, and it's really lucrative once you understand this affiliate model. It's extremely simple, but extremely lucrative. There's 3 ways to get paid. You just saw the first one, a direct bonus on the affiliate side. The second way, as you start to build your team, is the company will recognize you as different ranks based on your sales volume. So they'll call you an apprentice, a builder, a producer, an executive producer, all the way through to a lead ambassador. And depending on the rank that you are for that week, they'll guarantee you a certain amount of US income for that week. So as you hit the first rank, apprentice, $100, builder, $87.50 for the week, producer, $200, $500, $1,000, $1,500. When you hit global influencer, you're guaranteed $2,000 per week, US dollars per week, every single week. On top of that income, as your team grows, the computer will look at your teams and go, okay, you're building a left team and a right team. In the direct sales industry, we call that a binary plan. It'll look at your 2 teams and it'll say at the end of the week, okay, which one was bigger? All right, you've got 1 million points worth of sales volume on your left leg. You've got 100,000 volume points on your right leg. We're going to pay you 10% of that volume in US dollars, or 15% or 20%, depending, again, on what rank you are. So if you've got 100,000 points there at the end of the week, they're going to pay you $10,000 for the week in US dollars, 15% or 20%, right? And so this is extremely simple, but very, very lucrative. You know, paying out on average at over 70% on the dollar, one of the most lucrative affiliate compensation plans that I've ever been involved in. You can get paid this in crypto. You can get commissions every single week through PayPal, through bank deposits. There's lots of different ways. You just enter your preferred payment. All the different subscriptions, your person that invited you to this webinar today can take you through the best one for you. It's got a budget to suit everybody. You know, from going, you know, I just want to be a customer. I just want to buy a node. Once you've got your hosting set up, understand that you're buying a software asset, a node, and so it needs to be hosted online, you know, just like a website does. $60 a year, I believe the cost is. But if you just want to be a customer and just have a node or get some micro nodes, there are no other expenses involved. You don't need to do anything monthly or anything else. If you want to be on the affiliate side, and then, you know, you want to make sure that you are qualified the affiliate commissions every month. And you can do that from as cheap as, you know, $50 a month, all the way up to, you know, buying a bunch of micro nodes every month to stay qualified, but it's also an asset. This is the first direct sales company I've been involved in where every single person in my team wins. Every single person is making a residual income, whether they participate in the affiliate program or not, whether they've signed anyone up or not, whether they've logged into their app or not. They are earning daily rewards every single day. And I absolutely love that. You know, in terms of a product every single month, yeah, I love my nutrition products on AutoShip. I love my skincare products on AutoShip from other different companies. But what I love about this company is my digital monthly membership is making me money, not making me spend money. And I'm not accumulating, okay, there's another 10 in my wardrobe, there's 20 in my wardrobe, there's 50 in my wardrobe. I can't use this much skincare this quickly, right? I do love it, but I just can't use it this quickly. But I'm kind of forced to buy it every single month to stay qualified. What I love about this is I'm staying qualified in the affiliate program, but I'm making money on top of my money, if that makes sense. And so depending on what you want to grab there, your sponsor can help you work that one out. As I mentioned at the beginning, I just love, I mean, there's so many things that I look for in opportunities. I look for a conversation that nobody else is having. Yes, I do love health and nutrition, but this is just my personal opinion. After being in the industry for 25 years, I could go and pick a company that has the best protein powder, the best multivitamins, because they get it from the top of, you know, a particular rare palm tree in the Amazon rainforest, and it works better than any other company. Fantastic. I'll go and promote that. But I'm still having the conversation that hundreds of thousands of other people around the world are having of why my protein powder and my multivitamin is better. And I get that. I can still build a business around that. I just got to really work hard at it, and perhaps for longer with more people. What I love about this is no one else is having a conversation around this ecosystem, around commodity-backed crypto, around nodes. Nobody else is doing what the debt box are doing. You saw the article in Forbes. It's the future of business. It's a future of crypto. It's a future of blockchain technology. We're just a step ahead of where everything's going, with a really unique opportunity. And so I love looking at that. I love looking at the people, the integrity, the formula that they have. You know, we're a completely separate company on the product side to the network marketing side. I can get involved with it or not. But I know that my affiliate income has nothing to do with the payouts on my product side. So it's completely transparent. There's no red flags there that you see in other companies. And so I just love the culture that Joe has created as the CEO. That when you meet Paul, when you meet Misty, when you meet all of these guys, it's exactly the same. Super approachable, super down to earth, super smart, incredible integrity of why they're doing this. You know, as a result of that, with a very lucrative compensation plan that you can now sign up someone from all over the world. What used to really frustrate me was, hey, you know, I've got someone that wants to join in India. I've got someone that wants to join in Bangladesh. I've got someone that wants to join the Philippines. Oh, we're not open there yet. We'll be open there in a few years. Or we're just waiting for FDA approval or TGA approval for the product. I don't have to wait for any of that. It doesn't have that slow drag. I can enroll someone in any country around the world as long as they've got a smartphone. And that's what's really allowed this company to go from 4.6 million to 22 million to last year, $206 million in sales. Now, if you go through Business for Home or any of the directories and you try and find a company that 10x'd last year, you might find 2 or 3. We are one of the fastest growing companies in the world. The stats don't lie. You know, people can say, oh, we're number one or we're growing so fast. Just have a look at what their sales were year on year. Have a look at what their momentum is. We've got such great systems and funnels and videos and presentations to help really simply showcase what we have here, to keep it really simple, because it can be initially a bit more of a complicated conversation. So we have great tools to help you build. Usually each month we sort of go between number 1 and number 2, depending on who the highest income earner is in the industry. Viraj there, who's based in Dubai. You can see the compensation plan works, guys. He's averaging $1.2 million per month. So these are audited figures. You have to send in proof of this income in order to get on this website. So Viraj is either usually number 1 or number 2 in the world on income. And also, if you look at the momentum, you know, whether you look at the algorithm as the be-all and end-all in the industry, but we tend to be, you know, either number 1 or number 2 every month in terms of momentum. And this takes into, you know, consideration how many people are visiting the social media sites, interacting, rank advancements, income earners, you know, visiting the website itself, sign-ups. And so it does give a great indication of where the company's going. So IX Global is not mucking around. They have great trips. I went to the Dominican Republic with all the owners and the top leaders this year, which was absolutely incredible, completely paid for. So we had a great time. So if you love traveling as well and you want to travel the world for free, it really is a great culture in that space as well. So that's all from me today, guys. Get back to the person that invited you here. And, you know, you might just say, hey, no, not interested. But I've got a funny feeling you might come back in 6 or 12 months and go, oh, you were right about that. I'm hearing it everywhere. But totally cool if today doesn't resonate with you. Appreciate you getting on, spending your time here, and at least being open-minded to check it out. If you're someone that just maybe wants to buy a few micros or a node or 2, let that person know. If you're saying, hey, you know, if it works out, once I see it, I might recommend this to a few people. Great, number 2. Otherwise, you know what? I'm in. I'm all in. I want 10 nodes. I want to do the driven trading, and I'm going to tell everyone about this. You might be a number 3. And I'm a number 3 these days, but it did honestly take me, you know, just a little bit of research and time to get up to understanding it and that belief levels. And guys, I've just never been more excited about an opportunity than I am here with IX Global. So thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate your time. And I will catch you somewhere around the world on one of the next IX Global trips. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers, everybody.